Imagine a secret forest. The trees are old and tall, and sunlight filters through the leaves, making patterns on the ground. In a quiet green clearing, a special creature appears. It is a unicorn, a beast of myth and legend, known throughout the history of Europe. This animal is more than just a story. It is a powerful symbol, a spark of magic that has captured the hearts of people for hundreds, even thousands of years. It represents something pure and good, a light in a world that can sometimes feel dark. The unicorn is not just an animal from a book. It is a feeling of wonder and hope that lives on in our imaginations. The unicorn looks very much like a beautiful horse. Its body is strong and graceful, perfect for running through deep woods and across open fields. Often its coat is the color of fresh snow, a brilliant, shining white that seems to glow in the moonlight. Some stories say its eyes are the color of a summer sky, a deep and gentle blue holding ancient wisdom. When it moves, it makes no sound at all. It steps lightly on its cloven hooves, like a deer or a goat, leaving almost no trace behind. Seeing one is a rare gift, a moment of pure, silent beauty that you would remember for your entire life. But the unicorn is not just a white horse, it is something far more extraordinary. There is a sense of peace that surrounds it, a quiet power that calms all other animals in the forest. The birds might stop singing just to watch it pass, and even fierce creatures like wolves and bears would not dare to harm it. This magical aura is part of its nature, a sign that it is different from any other living thing on earth. It is a creature of dreams, a visitor from a world where everything is peaceful and perfect. Its very presence is a reminder of a gentler, more magical time. This special animal has been a part of European stories for a very long time. People did not just invent it yesterday. Grandparents told their grandchildren tales about the magnificent beast, and those children grew up to tell their own. The unicorn became a star in poems, a subject for beautiful paintings, and a figure carved into stone and wood. It was a creature that everyone knew about, even if no one had ever truly seen one with their own eyes. It lived in the shared imagination of a whole continent, a bright thread woven into the rich tapestry of European folklore. The most famous and magical part of the unicorn is, of course, its horn. This is not just any horn. It grows right from the middle of its forehead, a single, elegant spire reaching towards the sky. The horn is long and slender, and it twists into a beautiful spiral pattern like a seashell or a winding staircase. It is often described as being made of ivory or pure polished bone, and it is said to shimmer with an inner light, catching the sun and reflecting all the colors of the rainbow. This horn, called an alicorn, is the source of all the unicorn's incredible power and what makes it truly unique among all mythical creatures. This magical horn was believed to hold incredible healing abilities. In old European tales, people thought that the unicorn's horn could cure any sickness. If someone was poisoned, a drink from a cup made of the horn would make the poison harmless. Even touching the horn to a wound was said to heal it instantly. The horn could also make dirty or poisoned water clean and safe to drink. A unicorn would simply dip the tip of its horn into a polluted lake or river, and in a moment the water would become pure and fresh. This made the unicorn a symbol of life and health. Because of this amazing power, the unicorn became a powerful symbol of innocence and purity. The stories said that this magical creature was very shy and would run from any person who had a bad or unkind heart. It could only be approached by someone who was completely good and gentle, most often a young maiden who was pure of heart. This idea is shown in many old European artworks like the famous The Hunt of the Unicorn tapestries. In these pictures we see the noble unicorn being calmed by a gentle young woman, showing that only innocence could tame its wild and magical spirit. The unicorn's magic was not just for healing the body, but also for protecting against evil. Its horn was a weapon against darkness. It could fight off evil creatures and dispel dark spells. The goodness of the unicorn was so strong that nothing wicked could stand against it. This made the unicorn a guardian, a protector of the innocent, and a champion of all that is good in the world. It represented the victory of light over shadow and of hope over despair. It was a shining beacon of purity in a world that often had both good and evil within it. Where did these wonderful stories of unicorns come from? The idea is very old, and it travelled across Europe like a whisper on the wind. Some of the earliest accounts came from Greek writers more than 2,000 years ago. A writer named Ctesias wrote about strange wild animals in India. He described creatures that were like wild donkeys with white bodies, red heads, and a single horn on their foreheads. He wrote that dust filed from this horn could protect a person from deadly poison. It is possible he was describing a real animal, perhaps a rhinoceros, but his words sparked the imagination of people far away. As these stories travelled across Europe, they changed and grew with each telling. The creature Ctesias described slowly transformed into the beautiful horse-like animal we imagine today. During the Middle Ages, the unicorn became deeply connected with Christian beliefs. It became a symbol for Christ, representing purity, innocence, and sacrifice. The tale of the unicorn being tamed only by a pure maiden was seen as an allegory for the story of Jesus and the Virgin Mary. This connection made the unicorn an even more important and respected figure in European art and literature during this time. You can find unicorns hiding in many corners of European history and art. They were described in books called bestiaries, which were collections of stories about all kinds of animals, both real and imaginary. Artists carved them into the wooden seats in great cathedrals and painted them on the walls of castles. The unicorn also became a popular symbol in heraldry, which is the system of coats of arms for noble families. In Scotland, for example, the unicorn is the national animal and has been a symbol of Scottish royalty for centuries, representing courage, nobility and purity. These tales and images kept the magic of the unicorn alive. They were not just simple stories for children, they were complex tales filled with meaning and symbolism that adults could appreciate too. The unicorn appeared in the plays of famous writers and in the epic poems of wandering minstrels. Each painting and each story added another layer to its legend, making it more mysterious and more beloved. Through these constant retellings, the unicorn galloped out of ancient Greece and India and found a permanent home at the heart of European culture, becoming a creature everyone knew and loved. So, why do we still love unicorns so much today, in the year 2025? In a world filled with science, computers and busy cities, the unicorn offers us a doorway back to a world of magic and wonder. It reminds us of a time when the world felt bigger and more mysterious, when anything seemed possible. The unicorn is a symbol of hope. It represents the idea that even in difficult times, there is still purity, innocence and goodness to be found. Its story tells us that magic isn't just in fairy tales. It can be found in kindness, in nature, and in the power of our own imaginations. The unicorn continues to be incredibly popular in modern culture. We see it everywhere, from children's cartoons and fantasy films to toys, clothes and books. The image of the shining white horse with its magical horn has become a global icon of fantasy and enchantment. This popularity shows that we still need symbols of magic in our lives. The unicorn allows us to dream of a world that is more beautiful and gentle than our own. It gives us a sense of escape and comfort, a reminder that there is always room for a little bit of magic, no matter how old we get. Furthermore, the unicorn's core symbols are timeless. The ideas of healing, purity, and the power of innocence are just as important to us now as they were to people hundreds of years ago. In a complex and often confusing world, the simple, clear goodness of the unicorn is very appealing. It stands for the best parts of ourselves and the world we wish we could live in. It encourages us to believe in the impossible and to look for the good in others. This enduring message is a huge part of why the unicorn has remained such a cherished figure for so long. In the end, the unicorn is more than just a myth. It is a dream we all share. It is the hope for a perfect, peaceful world and the belief in the power of a pure heart. Whether it was first imagined from stories of a real animal or sprang entirely from human imagination, it doesn't really matter. The unicorn has galloped through centuries of stories, art and dreams, and it shows no sign of stopping. It remains a beautiful, mysterious and magical creature, a timeless symbol of the wonder that lives inside us all, waiting to be rediscovered.